I'm Dr. Pete Hilgartner. I'm a chiropractor in Leesburg, Virginia. And what I'd like to go through today is what I call spinal hygiene. It's a routine that you can do very easily, very quickly. Doesn't take a lot of space, doesn't take a lot of time, but it will help your body resist the ravages of gravity and reduce stress as you go through the day. One of the things that I recommend people do is get up in the morning, and before you go have your cup of coffee or breakfast, get up, go to the bathroom, and get down on the floor and do this little stretch routine. I call it Carpe Diem stretching, okay? Seize the day stretching. The objective of this routine is really just to get your body to be able to, as I said earlier, resist gravity more effectively. One of the things I teach all my patients is that as we go through life, one of the forces that we have to deal with is the force of gravity. And we see people all the time as they get older, they start sort of showing the effects of gravity. Well, what we want to do is we want to make sure that the nervous system, the brain and the body are able to communicate optimally without a lot of what I call static on the phone lines. We don't want a lot of misinformation coming from my body to my brain and back down. So by doing this daily little routine, you're going to help not only bring a lot more oxygen to your system, reduce a lot of tension and stress from the muscles and the nervous system, but you'll be able to start standing up straighter. You'll have a more flexible spine, and a flexible spine is actually a strong spine. That's what's going to help you resist gravity and move through the day with fluidity. So the first thing I'd like to do is I'm going to go through just in part one, it'll be the explanation of each stretch, and I'm going to take it very slowly. You can watch this. You don't have to watch it more than maybe one or two times, but it'll give you the idea of what the stretches are. In part two, you'll be able to move to that tomorrow or the next day after you've got the stretches down, and it's just going to show you very quickly, follow me. This is the stretch routine that I actually do every morning. It'll take you less than 10 minutes. If you're sort of stiff and sore because you worked out the day before, or you're actually dealing with a little bit of an issue, you've got some low back pain, neck issues, shoulder problems, knee problems, things like that, just do the best you can, but the stretches can be still performed. Just do it within what I call a pain-free zone. Okay, so I'm going to show you sort of the extreme. I'm not a yoga master. I'm not trying to teach you yoga. That's not the intent of this, although if you want to get into yoga, I strongly advocate that. This program is designed to give you something very easy, very short, and very effective that you can plug into your life. I'm dealing with the same issues that all of us are dealing with. I've got business, family, obligations in the community, things like that take up my time. So one of the complaints I have is, well, Doc, I just don't have time to do all that stuff. This is not going to take a lot of time. And I tell my patients all the time, get up 5 minutes earlier. You'll have plenty of time to do this. And as you get this into a routine, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to need a little bit less sleep. You'll be in a much more relaxed state when you do go to sleep. In a later phase of the DVD, I'm going to go through what I call the spinal twist and spinal molding exercises. These are things that you actually do before sleep in order to, again, decompress your spine, increase oxygenation into the body, and reduce stress. It'll help you sleep better, more deeply, and I'll get into more detail when I get to that part. And then the final little bonus piece I'm going to give is basic little exercises, what I call body weight exercises. One of the things I hear all the time is, Doc, I really want to get into shape, but I don't have time to go to the gym and, do all the rigmarole there. Well, good news for you. You don't have to. You can do in just a very small space like I'm operating in now, 3 or 4 basic exercises that if you do them every single day, you can do it right after you do the stretch. You can do it at a separate time during the day. Doesn't really matter, but it'll take less than 10 minutes, again, and you'll start building strength, flexibility, and even some endurance. As we age, I always tell people it's really strength and flexibility that becomes more important than a lot of my endurance. You're not going to be running after a bus at the age of 80, but you are going to be a little bit concerned about getting yourself up off the toilet or out of the bathtub. Okay, so strength really becomes an important piece. You don't have to go, I'm not going to teach a bodybuilding routine. This is just strength to get you through life a little more optimally. And if you take little baby steps and you incorporate small little pieces of a new routine, once you've mastered that and that becomes a habit, now you're ready to take the next step. And it's just little baby steps to move you forward to a state of more optimal health and well-being. Okay, so we'll get started.